What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you some more Series 8 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We're working our way through the restricteds. We have two left with Giratina and Reshiram, and today we're trying out Giratina. This is a really cool team that Cybertron featured on his channel, and I wanted to try out myself. It does have that weakness policy Giratina, which can be triggered by Comfy, which I think is really cool synergy because of the fact that Comfy is a great setter of weakness policy using that super fast draining kiss, and also it provides floral healing for longevity with something that's so bulky. And it has Trick Room, which lets this team have a completely different mode. You do have Entei with Choice Scarf, which I think can do some serious work, getting off huge eruptions very quickly, especially in a format being dominated by Venusaur. Being able to just immediately put pressure on that is incredible. Thundurus just doing just a lot of what Thundurus does. We have Grimmsnarl with Scary Face, which I think is actually a really big deal and can offer some really good support. And finally, there's Celesteela, which I haven't really used much of, but I really do like the Power Herb strategy with Meteor Beam, and I think that can really power it up immediately. I did do some recording earlier, but unfortunately that file got corrupted. But hopefully we can have some good games with the team now that we hopefully won't run into any issues. And with that, yeah, I'll see all of you in the first battle. All right, battle number 1, and it is a Calyrex Shadow team. It is Indeedee Calyrex Shadow with a Incineroar. There is Urshifu, Grimmsnarl, and Regieleki. This team is really scary, for lack of better words, and I think there's a very good reason to not bring Giratina. I think Thundurus Grimmsnarl I feel like is a very strong lead into my opponent's team. It does deal well with that Regieleki. I kind of like Entei over Grimmsnarl. I do want Grimmsnarl for sure, but I think Entei Thundurus goes really well because it punishes them for not bringing Incineroar as a lead, because then I can get off a huge eruption. I think Grimmsnarl for sure, and then Celesteela, I guess. Yeah, I can't bring Giratina. I'm gonna bring Comfy. Yeah, I'm gonna bring Comfy. I think because it hits super, quote unquote, super effective into what is most likely Urshifu Dark and Grimmsnarl. There is merit to bringing it. I wish it did hit Incineroar, but I do like the ability to increase longevity of my team, and I think my opponent's team is so fast. Okay, cool. Calyrex and Indeedee. I really actually expect the Calyrex to switch out, because it really doesn't like Thundurus, which as someone that has played Calyrex a lot, I played it in the Players' Cup, like, yeah, Thundurus is a really bad matchup for Calyrex, so I think this is actually a really safe chance. What is Entei speed, actually? Entei speed with Sash is 152 plus 75. So Entei is faster. Okay, that's good to know. I think I could max Dart. No, I'm going to Airstream. I'm going to Airstream into Indeedee with the expectation that Calyrex is going to switch out. Or, oh, they're just going to max Calyrex. Interesting. So they're going to max Calyrex. The thing, though, is I'm going to get an Eruption off first, and then I'm guessing Eruption Airstream should knock out the Indeedee to prevent Follow Me shenanigans. Right? They are going to... Yeah, and then what that lets me do is that'll create a situation where... Yeah, Calyrex maxing is actually really good for me, because it means that Calyrex doesn't have Astro Barrage, and it's forced to single target, and it definitely is not going to be able to knock out Thundurus with any one of its hits. And even if it does, it's going to give me a boost, which is huge. Yep, we do see the Follow Me from the Indeedee. This Thundurus also has a decent amount of bulk, which is pretty cool. And then, yep, Indeedee is going to go for a big chunk. Max Phantasm into Thundurus, which is going to trigger Defiant, which... Yeah, I mean, that's a really interesting choice on my opponent, because that basically is giving me a really good position to take advantage of Entei. I mean, not of Entei, of Thunderous. And given the fact that given the fact that Entei goes first, we can basically take full advantage and just knock out Ndidi with that. But now that's not even an issue. So Ndidi goes down, and I think my opponent has nothing really that can stop. Yeah, Regieleki I think is their best switch, but now that Thunderous is at +1, I think Max Darkness into I think the correct play is actually still to Max Airstream. No, I actually don't even care. I'm gonna Max Darkness. Am I faster at +1? What is Thunderous's speed? Thunderous is 180 plus 90. It's still slower. I'm gonna try and go for the knockout onto wow, I thought Thunderous was second. Let's see. Eruption. Oh, God, that would have been so nice. Oh, wow. Okay, so their Regieleki doesn't have max investment because that is the only way that Thunderous outspeeds, which, I mean, is great because Regieleki max speed is 277, and I'm pretty sure that +1 Thunderous should not outspeed max speed. Okay, so they do double connect with Electroweb, which is a little bit unfortunate because it means that my Entei does have weakened eruptions, but I don't even see that being an issue at this point. It's doing so much work to my opponent's team. Yeah, Incineroar is going to come out, and you're going to flinch. That's going to give me another Defiant boost. Like, this Thunderous is actually in a really good position. Entei has inner focus, so it can't even be flinched. I think at this point I knuckle into Incineroar and then Eruption, even at the less than ideal HP it should be more than enough. Regieleki is going to Thunderbolt into that Entei. Entei goes down. I don't even know if the crit mattered, but even still, I think this is just such a good position because then I can freely max knuckle. This is +4 into Incineroar. Incineroar is going to go down, and then there's no way that crit was relevant. And then I can just bring out Comfy, and then I can have Comfy finish the game off for us with that super fast Draining Kiss. So as we can see, Comfy really the offensive threat in this one, scaring my opponent's Regieleki. Bit unfortunate that we didn't get to bring Giratina this game. I think the fear of Calyrex was just so big from my opponent that I couldn't justify, given how many threats they had into Psychic Terrain is up. I totally forgot about that. Man, I was hoping Comfy would get that final knockout, which is a pity, but like I said, Giratina is so infrequently used because it doesn't have good typing into a lot of matchups. And this was a situation where I could have brought it just for style more than anything, but it wasn't going to do much, which is a little bit unfortunate. And then Entei just putting on so much pressure, I think, was such a big advantage versus my opponent. But I mean, it was still a cool start, and it's still a really interesting team with, I think, a lot of really great dynamics, especially with how the meta is looking right now. So hopefully we can keep that going as we move right into the next game. All right, battle number 2, and it is a Solgaleo team. So it is Solgaleo, Umbreon, Salamence, Clefairy with Gastrodon and Gallade. I think Entei is huge. It's honestly hard to argue with Entei. I could do Entei Celesteela. That's actually really tempting as well, because it doesn't have Flash Cannon for Clefairy, and it hits into a lot of my opponent's team for super effective. I think Celesteela. Giratina is hard. It does deal with Salamence, so there's that. Do I want to do Thunderous, though? No, I think Giratina is so much better. I mean, not Giratina, Celesteela. And then screens, I'm not actually super worried about. Entei is just a really good matchup into, not necessarily 100% into Solgaleo, because it doesn't have Max Quake. Thunderous, it's kind of hard to justify with Max, but it actually is really nice against Salamence. I'm going to go with Comfey. I think triggering the weakness policy is nice. Or do I want to do screens? Let's do Comfey. I think being able to trigger the weakness policy and also potentially reverse a Trick Room is not something to scoff at, because this team, this is like a weird spot where, like, I feel like Trick Room isn't really your primary option, but it's an option that exists. But my opponent's team is also the same way. Okay, so they're going to do Gastrodon Umbreon. This is tempting. What? I don't want to max, because I don't want Umbreon to yawn and then me to straight max. So I'm going to actually do this, and then what? I could Meteor Beam into Umbreon. Yeah, Gastrodon. I could swap out. No, I think just getting as much damage on Umbreon as possible is the right play. And I think, yeah, because Gastrodon I'm not super, super worried about right now. The worst it's going to do is go for Scald into my Entei. Oh, that did not... Okay, so they're going to correctly hit into Celesteela, which... Interesting. Actually, that is an interesting choice. It does force me to switch out, but I'm hopeful that this Meteor Beam... Okay, Meteor Beam connects. Should do enough. Wow, that Meteor Beam did nothing. God, Umbreon's so bulky. Scald into... and wow. That's... Yikes. I mean, Entei's scarfed, so I have no choice but to... What? I could double switch. I don't want to... I do have Comfey, so I could... No, I want to switch out Celesteela. I'm going to bring out Giratina. I think that... So what I'm hoping is that I can have Giratina out, and then they knock out Entei, which lets me bring in Comfey. Okay, so they protect, which actually is really good, because I was really afraid they were going to go for what's it called? Go for Yawn, but the protect makes sense. I get hey, every little bit of chip counts. So we're going to get Scalded. Yeah, this is tricky, because I don't actually know if I want to max. It might not be worth maxing Giratina. What is Celesteela's speed? So Celesteela is slower than Umbreon. 81 versus 110. I think... This is so hard, because I think Giratina should be faster. So what I could do... What? Draining Kiss, the Giratina, and... 130 versus 140... Yeah, like the fear though is that I'm gonna go for it. I'm not 100. I know that I don't think that Umbreon should be faster than Giratina. It's just like Gastrodon. What Gastrodon theoretically could max and go for Max Quake. which is actually something to really be worried about because my opponent knows my team at this point and they know it's all special attackers. But I gotta hope that, I mean, it's +2 stab max Wormwind. It should, like, I know Giratina is not the strongest, but like, I really want to pretend that this will be enough to take out this Umbreon. Because if this Umbreon lives, okay, yeah, they're gonna max. I think it'd be really funny if it's Umbreon, but it's most likely Gastrodon. It is indeed Gastrodon, yeah. So now, yeah, it is my fear that they can start max quaking into my Giratina or Comfey. Draining Kiss, yep, trigger the policy. I take no damage. I really wish it had been Umbreon, because then I wouldn't have to worry about Umbreon maxing. The issue now, though, is... Oh, and I can't even Grass Knot. Please knock it out, thank goodness. Oh, I can't... Yeah, because max Pokemon are unaffected by weight-based moves. So I don't actually know how Grass Knot works on Gastrodon, but I do know that I have to wait for it to finish. So you're going to max Geyser into Comfey. That's going to do not that much. I think Comfey... Yeah, this is tricky though, because they can easily bring out Solgaleo and then threaten Comfey with what's it called? With Sunsteel Strike. And then I can't... Oh, they're going to bring out Clefairy. Which actually makes sense. I'm going to Draining Kiss into... I could honestly Draining Kiss into Giratina for a lot of health back. Honestly, Giratina has so much health. I'm going to... No, I need damage onto Clefairy. And then... Max Quake it. Yeah, I think the objective is to get rid of Clefairy. Because Gastrodon can't really do much to me. And if it knocks out my... I actually want it to knock out Comfey. Because that gives me a free switch into Celesteela. And then Celesteela can go for Flash Cannon into the Clefairy. And yeah, protected, so I don't gain any HP back. Max Quake should do like a little bit of chip. Very little bit. I do have one turn of max left, which is a little bit tricky because I really would have liked Giratina maxed versus their Solgaleo. Oh, they're going to ooze. And Comfey lives, which I actually really did not want. I think just switch out to Celesteela, honestly, and then go for, I guess, another max. I can't go for Wormwind. I'm going to just go for another Max Quake into Clefairy. If they're going to ooze, I expect them to ooze again to try and get the special attack boost into Gastrodon. And if I can get, is Celesteela Steel type? I feel like Celesteela is definitely Steel type. This is something I should know. I hope people aren't following me to learn, because you might not be doing a lot of that. Yeah, Celesteela. Yeah, I actually straight up don't know what type Celesteela is. And I'm just literally going off its name. But let's hope they go for Ooze, and it doesn't affect Celesteela. So we do get the Max Quake off. It does a significant chunk, but it doesn't knock out Clefairy, which I actually really would have liked. Yep, Max Ooze. Haha! Celesteela, as the name suggests, is indeed... Oh, okay, so they're gonna Wish. That's tricky. I actually... No, I don't care. I can knock it out, because I want... Because I don't care if full HP Solgaleo stays at full HP. Let's see how much Grass Knot does, and then Earth Power the Clefairy. The fear, I guess, is what? The fear is they switch into Solgaleo live the Earth power, get a weakness policy boost, and then recover back up. Yeah, that's actually the big fear. And if my opponent I mean, yeah, it's tricky because I do have the option of going for Flash Cannon into Clefairy, which kind of deters that idea where I can kind of do an X where I have Giratina hit into Gastrodon and... Okay, so they're just going to protect. Cool. So let's see how much... Yeah, Earth Power is not going to hit it, which I'm actually fine with. Grass Knot into Gastrodon. It doesn't have any special defense boosts. It does... Not ideal. It does have Ice Beam. Ice Beam into Giratina. Yeah, I mean, Giratina is not going to take anything, but there is the freeze chance. And so, okay, so they do get the Wish off. I think now we can safely Flash Cannon here. And then let's go for a Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball into Gastrodon. I think that's pretty safe. Just trying to get some good chip damage going. And then, hopefully a Flash Cannon from Celesteela can take out Clefairy. There is a decent amount of special attack investment in Celesteela, and it is modest. So I am hopeful. The big kind of fear... What is the big fear? I don't know. I think... Yeah, I mean, not the big fear. The big issue is that Celesteela is slower than Giratina, as we see. So Giratina actually has to hit into Gastrodon with that Friend Guard boost, and if it hadn't had it, it would have been a double knockout. But wow, Clefairy lives here. Is Clefairy gonna Wish? So we're gonna see another Ice Beam onto Giratina, and then let's see. Oh, ooh, that's a really bad freeze. Yeah, and we're gonna see a Wish. That's a really bad freeze. I think I have to go for this, and then they're most likely going to protect with Giratina. I mean, not with Giratina, with Clefairy. So let's double up onto Gastrodon. I feel like, yeah, you have to go for protect on Clefairy. And that's going to let Solgaleo come in. Yeah, that's bad. I mean, yeah, that's why you don't give up. That freeze is really critical, but my opponent can't get a double knockout. Oh, Okay, so they're going to bring out Solgaleo. Protect with the Clefairy. Let's see how much... Giratina is still frozen. Let's see how heavy Solgaleo is. Solgaleo takes a Grass Knot, and it's going to do literally nothing. I think I still am worried about Solgaleo having a weakness policy. Do I still have... No, Giratina... I already used my item on Celesteela. I'm going to Flash Cannon into Clefairy. I'm going to double up into Clefairy. I think Shadow Ball, yeah. Because I think what I want to do is I want to make it so if I have to trigger... Oh, please. Oh, why are you frozen this turn? Sunsteel Strike. I'm guessing into Giratina. It is going to be... Yep, into Giratina. Giratina lives. Because Giratina is an absolute just house. Clefairy goes down. Okay, so this is good. Because Celesteela is at full HP. And they don't have good damage into me with Solgaleo. So what I think the play is to protect Giratina, expecting another Sunsteel Strike, and trying to get rid of Gastrodon. So let's Grass Knot here and protect here. And then just try and create a scenario where I'm gonna have to trigger the policy. The quote unquote good thing is that Solgaleo moves before Celesteela, but after that freeze. That freeze is actually really big. Because I was gonna say I can damage We can damage Celesteela with, I mean, not damage Celesteela, damage Solgaleo with Celesteela first. Now this is tricky. Yeah, Comfy's at 12. But, okay, so we know it has Psychic Fangs, we know it has Sunsteel Strike, it most likely has Earthquake. I feel like let's go with this, and let's protect. Let's protect for a turn. Just because I feel like the Sunsteel Strike into Comfy is really obvious, and this will give me the advantage that Solgaleo will go first. So even if we do trigger a policy, or my opponent can just cancel. I didn't think it was over. I think maybe they just didn't have good damage into Celesteela, but my Celesteela has no defense investment. But I could have, I theoretically could have just healed it up. Do I get to, yeah, let's see what their Solgaleo knew. Their Solgaleo was policy, which is what I was afraid of. They had some special defense investment, so I actually do think they could have lived. So yeah, Sunsteel Strike, Protect, Earthquake, and Psychic Fang. So they didn't have good damage output into Celesteela. So it does make sense. I would have had to trigger their policy, but I think I would have been able to finish them off before they could have finished me off. Then Umbreon, Snarl, Baby Doll Eyes, and Protect. Cool set. Not a lot of Umbreons carry Protect, and it's interesting that they gave up Moonlight for it. Salamence, wow. Just pure attack, special attack with, yeah, it's an interesting mix set. Strictly dual wing beat for max airstream, but hey, do what you gotta do. Friend Guard, Clefairy, a solid, defensive wall. Gastrodon, Gastrodon's a Pokemon that I really love, and I want to play around with it more. So hoping in the next series to really show off some teams with that. And then this interesting Gallade with Trick Room, Wide Guard, Close Combat, Shadow Sneak. Wow. Oh, to trigger the policy. Very cool. And then you have Wide Guard to stop a lot of common moves, and you have Trick Room to deal with the format. Nice. So we did get to do a little bit more with Giratina this game, and I thought, at least it made up for the fact that I didn't even bring in the first game. So let's keep rocking this hot streak and move straight to the next game. All right, battle number 3 and Calyrex Shadow. Okay, so we're seeing Moltres with Porygon, Rhyperior. There is Incineroar, Indeedee, and Calyrex. So what I am tempted just to go for Entei-Thundurus. I think that that's such a strong option. I don't have good damage into Rhyperior, which is an issue. So I am thinking of Celesteela strictly for Rhyperior. It's heavy enough that Grass Knot should do a significant chunk. Yeah, but I lose screen support. Giratina's hard once again. Moltres is super effective into it. Incineroar, Calyrex. It is tempting. I think it's so tanky. Grimmsnarl makes more sense, but this is a Giratina episode. So I'm bringing Giratina more just because I feel like I guess I have to more than anything. So let's see. I probably expect them to lead with Calyrex and Indeedee. That's what would make the most sense in my mind. Oh, Moltres and Indeedee. Interesting. So I expect them to switch out Indeedee to Rhyperior. That's what my gut tells me, because they're gonna want to they're gonna want to use Lightning Rod. So I'm already faster than them, so I'm gonna actually max Darkness into Indeedee, because at +1, yeah. So this should be, yep, there's Rhyperior. So that's, which was really obvious. As long as I don't max Airstream, this should actually be good. I expect them to Nasty Plot, really, more than anything. I expect nasty plot to take advantage, quote unquote, take advantage of the fact that I'm not hitting them with max lightning. So let's see. We're going to get. Oh, they're just going to protect. Interesting. Eruption from Entei. How much is that going to do into Rhyperior? It's going to do probably not much at all. More than I thought it was going to. Max Darkness. Let's see how much that does. This is close. Like, I don't know if I think another Eruption. I'm tempted just to Eruption and max Airstream. Let's max Airstream the Rhyperior. Because now... Yeah, because if I knock it out with Eruption, the Airstream goes into Moltres. And if I don't, I can still knock out the Rhyperior with the Airstream, and then I should be able to knock out Moltres with Max Lightning, especially given the fact that it's going to be taking Eruption chip. So let's see how much Eruption does. Eruption does... Ugh, God. Moltres is so bulky. Max Airstream into Moltres is going to... right in Berserk range. That's actually really scary. But I'm not triggering its policy, so it's only at +1. And what? It could... Oh. What is it? It has a berry. It's going to get a citrus berry boost. It's going to Airstream into probably Entei. Yep, into Entei. Entei lives, which is actually really unfortunate. Because, yeah, that means I don't get a free switch in. I actually really would have liked a free switch in there. They're going to bring out Indeedee. Oh, because Indeedee can follow me. I think... But this is actually kind of useful, because now I can break a sash that Indeedee may have and go for a max Airstream into Moltres. Oh, the berry's really smart too, because it's going to trigger... Oh, I didn't even think about this. I'm going to trigger... I have the chance of triggering, not I'm going to, I have the chance of triggering the... what is it called? Berserk again. Oh, this is actually... Okay. Indeedee having follow me makes this really tricky. You're going to max dark... Oh. You're going to max darkness to boost Entei... I mean, not Entei. To boost Thunderous's special... Or not special attack. To boost Thunderous's attack. The issue, obviously, is... Indeedee has followed me, and I have to hit it first. Let's bring in Celesteela. I think we know it's Citrus Berry. So what I think I can do then is I can lash... I want a wild... I'm tempted just to Wild Charge anyway. I say go for it. Let's just Meteor Beam into Moltres and Wild Charge into Moltres. Let's double up into it. Indeedee is most likely going to follow me, but in the event that my opponent goes for something else, like, it's important to respect that option. Oh yeah, because they're going to Helping Hand. So Thunderous is going to go first, but this is actually... Okay, good. I was going to say, this is really scary, because if Moltres, what's it called, had lived and I'd missed with Meteor Beam, then I would have been in a really scary position, because I would have lost Thunderous, and they would have been able to bring out Calyrex and then just Helping Hand go for Astral Barrage, which should honestly have finished off the rest of my team. But now, okay, cool. I hit Meteor Beam. Do we finish off Indeedee? We do. Great. And then they should have Calyrex in the back. We haven't seen a Sash. Oh, that's actually scary. Calyrex can have a Sash. Yeah, that's actually really scary if Calyrex is sashed, because then I mean, it doesn't have a helping hand boost. I'm pretty sure a full HP Celesteela should be able to live. Yeah, I mean, this is a super, super, not super, super, this is a really specially invested Celesteela. So I think Celesteela should be able to live a meteor, or not a meteor beam, an astral barrage. So we're gonna Calyrex. Yep, Calyrex has the sash. They're gonna astral barrage. Yeah, and this should knock out. This should knock out Thundurus, so it doesn't knock out Celesteela. Celesteela is a tank. Wow. And then yeah, there's the Grimnay boost, but Celesteela gonna be able to finish this off. Very cool. Unfortunate once again that Giratina didn't really make an appearance, but maybe just like the Distortion world, Giratina kind of stays in the shadows. But yeah, it's just tricky. I think there were just so many better lead options, and I just never really got the chance to show off what Giratina can do. This is actually really cool. Citrus Berry on Moltres, where it just like drops back down. It drops down and then is able to once again get that boost. I think is really cool. And Porygon, just max special defense. Yeah, I'm actually shocked they didn't bring Porygon. This team is really specially defensive. I think calling the play with Rhyperior turn 1 because it was so obvious and really helped out because that eruption is just so big. Incineroar, Indeedee, and yeah, Calyrex, yeah, very standard. Psyshock is cool. That's actually not something you see every day. But, you know what, let's do one more. I think we really haven't done much with Giratina, and, I mean, this is a Giratina episode, so hopefully in this last one, maybe we can just kind of, like, fudge it and start with Giratina, as long as it's not another Calyrex team. Alright, the last battle of the day, and it is Dialga. Okay, cool. It is Dialga with Galarian Zapdos, Whimsicott, Indeedee, Dragovich, and Rotom Heat. So Giratina is actually really good here, which, I mean, I'm happy about. So I like Giratina Comfey as a lead. I think it just is very strong into what my opponent has. It can wall a good chunk of their team. I'm not really worried about anything like Vicious Rend. It blocks the Rotom. Then the question is what to bring in the back. Entei does have just like good overall damage, but like it's not really doing much. I do like Grimmsnarl and Celesteela. Yeah, Thundurus is a hard sell. I do like Grimmsnarl. Celesteela or Entei. I think Celesteela does more overall to make it the better choice. Yeah, I'm going to go with Celesteela. I think this is a pretty easy, not easy, but like a pretty easy choice to max Giratina. I think, yeah, the go for... Oh, no, because I actually have to respect... I have to respect if they lead Whimsicott eject button. But... Okay, so they're going to lead Rotom with Dragovich, which, I mean, I can pretty easily go for, what's it called, Max Wormwind into Dragovich and Draining Kiss into Giratina. The fear, I mean, I probably will lose Comfey to Vicious Rend. What I actually could have done is I actually could have... Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have actually Draining Kissed the Dragovich to stop its ability and then gone for the Max Wormwind to have... But then I guess the risk then is Comfey doesn't live the turn and I end up losing my trigger for my weakness policy. So, okay, so they're not going to max. I think... Yeah, it is risky maxing Giratina so early, especially when they have Dialga, which like really thrives on late game maxes. But I think the way to take advantage of that is if I can get up a couple max quakes to boost my special defense, to like really put me in a strong offensive position, or not offensive. Oh, nice critical hit. That's exactly what we need to put myself in a strong defensive position. I think Grimmsnarl is going to be really big. Grimmsnarl having access to things like Scary Face is going to be huge. Comfy is a champ. Comfy just ate that Vicious Rend. Dragovich, yeah, one shot, clear. Now what are we going to see from the Rotom? What, a Nasty Plot maybe? Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp onto Giratina. That's a little bit annoying, but Giratina being so special, I think hopefully not too much of a problem. Let's see what they bring in next. I know they have I expect them. Okay, so they're going to bring out Dialga now. This is actually really tricky because I can't Quake into the Dialga without triggering a policy. And I can't hit it into Rotom. What do I have in the back? I have Grimmsnarl. I'm going to Wormwind into Dialga. And I'm going to... protect. I'm going to protect Comfy. I think... Okay, so let's see what their last is. Their last is going to be Indeedee. Which, I mean, it makes sense. They're trying to stop the priority Draining Kiss. I expect their Dialga to go for... Oh, their Dialga's not maxing. Is it? I always forget the turn order. I'm really bad at a lot of basic things. Yeah, they are maxing, obviously. So now what happens is Giratina can go for Max Quake into their Indeedee, and I can basically create a situation where I never need to proc the Dialga's policy, where I can basically just continually use moves that are standard effective. Comfy is going to protect, so I actually probably should not have protected Comfy, because now what happens is, yeah, they're going to Steel Spike into a protected Babari, or the Berry, so I should live. Comfy is going to go down to 30, yeah, and now Dragon is going to do some decent damage onto Dialga. I think the play for sure... actually... Oh, they're Life Orb. Oh, very good to know. They are Life Orb Dialga. And that... Wow. That did a ton. Giratina's a beast. I'm actually really shocked. Does Follow Me... I don't know if Follow Me... Oh, yeah, that's scary. I'm honestly tempted. Let's just Max Quake. And then go for a double. I think go for a double protect, honestly. Or I could swap out to... No, because I want basically a free switch in to Grimmsnarl. So I'm fine just letting Comfy fail its double protect, or get the double protect. That can also happen. Indeedee is going to Follow Me. That's fine. Yeah, this is actually tricky because of that Indeedee. They're going to Wormwind into Dialga. I mean, not Dialga, into Giratina. Ooh. That did way more than I would have liked. Yikes. That's terrifying. Yikes. That's actually really scary. So Giratina's going to go down. Yeah, because now I'm in this really awkward position. Giratina lives. So Giratina has one more turn. Their Dialga goes first. I'm going to try and Shadow Ball into... I'm going to Earth Power into Dialga, and I'm going to try... I don't actually know how Floral Healing works with Follow Me. Oh, they didn't even go for it. Interesting. Are they Helping Hand? But I do... Okay, so I do get the recovery off. They might... No, they're probably still going to target Oh, floral healing has higher priority. That's actually really. Oh yeah, I mean, not higher priority. Comfy's faster. God, Comfy's so good. Oh, and they're gonna target. Okay, so they're gonna target Comfy, which Oh, that's actually really unfortunate. That's tricky because now Indeedee gets to what is it? Indeedee eats the Earth power. Uh, does a little bit. I think though, what I can do now is just I do have Celesteela. I think though. I think the play is now to set up light screen, though. If I can light screen, I can. What I can basically try and do is have Dialga take itself out with its life orb by just having it have such low damage output. So let's. Oh no, because you're most likely going to. I expect what? You're gonna go for a flash cannon into Grimmsnarl. So I think to set up light screen, hope Grimmsnarl lives a turn, and then pivot out from Grimmsnarl to Celesteela. Yep, there's the light screen. I do have to take a flash cannon. Oh, Roar of Time. You're just going to try and knock out Giratina. Which, I mean, it makes sense. Okay, so Giratina... that was actually a really good play on my opponent's part. Yeah, because I'm not actually putting on any pressure onto this Indeedee, and they still have Rotom in the back. I think Meteor Beam the Indeedee, Spirit Break the Dialga. I think between... Oh, and Dialga can't attack this turn. Oh, that's really useful. Okay, Dialga can attack, which is great. Indeedee is going to protect. I do get the special attack boost from Celesteela, which, oh, please, Grimmsnarl, please take out Dialga. God, Dialga is the MVP. I mean, not Dialga, Grimmsnarl. That's a little tricky, though, because now Rotom can overheat pretty freely into Celesteela, and I actually don't have a good way of hitting it back. Because I need Meteor Beam to charge up. So the question is, can I... What? I can... I have to Meteor Beam into Rotom, I think, and Spirit Break into... How many turns of Psychic Terrain are left? There's no Psychic Terrain left. So... Spirit Break into Indeedee. Yeah, I just need to hope that Spirit Break can one-shot in... Okay, so they're gonna nasty plot. Oh, so if I can knock out this Indeedee, that's huge. Because then I'll be able to Scary Face onto the Rotom and have Celesteela hit before. So Indeedee lives. So that's really tricky. And that's so much worse. Celesteela is faster than Grimmsnarl. Oh, it's a speed tie. Okay, so this is actually a speed tie. And that's actually really scary. Yeah, because I have to have Grimmsnarl. I have to have Grimmsnarl win the speed tie. I need Celesteela to live, and I need Grimmsnarl to win, to quote unquote win the speed tie. So this is a +2. Ah, dang it. Man. Yeah, I mean, what? Grimmsnarl? I have to go for Spirit Breaks onto Rotom and just hope that I can knock it out. Rotom is at neutral, so I mean, I can get a bunch of crits. Overheat's not the most accurate. I mean, they can just... Oh, Will-O-Wisp. Let's see. Spirit Break, yeah, lower special attack enough. That's not actually terrible damage. I think, yeah, it's going to come down to a game of crits. They're still just going for Will-O-Wisp, which, I mean, it makes sense that every little bit of residual you can get, and I'm guessing, I mean, no, they don't, they probably don't have Protect. Oh, but they have Citrus Berry. Oh, Will-O-Wisp reduces the damage I do with Spirit Break. I have 2 turns of light screen left. Yeah, that was actually very smart. Yeah, at this point, it's just they're free to nasty plot to get high enough. I'd need 2 crits in a row. Yeah, this is not a crit. And then pity. And then yeah, this turn they should be able just to safely Thunderbolt and then come back from that. So that was unfortunate. I think the Dialga was a really big threat, and I kind of let it sit pretty, and I didn't really have enough offense into the Indeedee, and I think that really cost me. So it is a little bit unfortunate to end like this. I've literally had so many good games with this team, and to end with like a loss that I think I should have, but could have won if I had played a little bit better is unfortunate. Yeah, there's no way that Grimmsnarl is gonna. I need to KO with the Spirit Break. I could go for a light screen and just like try, because I am continuing to drop their special attack, but I need what? I'd need to light screen. Yeah. Oh well, it's fine. I don't see myself coming back from this, but always important to just keep pushing and playing your best, no matter what. So they're gonna Thunderbolt. I should hopefully live this. Yeah. Oh, but it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna live the. They're gonna go first. Dang, pity. But we just have Reshiram left, so we'll hopefully grind out some good games with Reshiram, and then yeah, we'll be done with the restricteds, and then we'll use my Players Cup 4 team for the rest of the time until we start Series 9. So yeah, with that, I will see all of you later, and until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful.